Ciao carissimi, welcome back to the Cataclysm. We are here with our friend Team Knudsen, just returned from our first scavenging run. Last time we left our refugee shelter and headed west. There is around here in the field a body site guarded by two Grakens, otherworldly creatures with black slick skin and twitching claws, and we stayed the hell away from them, as we should at first in a run of this game of Cataclysm. But what we did, we avoiding any danger down the road, we went and visited this garage with gas station. We didn't find what we hoped to find, which is some like exploration / survival equipment. A backpack would be awesome, and sometimes you can find backpacks or some kind of binoculars or stuff like that in a place like this, but unfortunately we didn't find any of that. There are though 2 or 3, if I remember correctly, closed crates, and we could now go and look inside those crates. Why? Because after leaving the garage, we went to the rural house with farm field in here. This is the rural house, and we again didn't find a lot of stuff. The house looked pretty much abandoned, but we found some tools. We find some useful kitchenware. We were able to scavenge some materials. So with those materials, we've built for ourselves. If we look not only at in our inventory, but as you can see here on our character sprite, we are wielding a spike on a stick, as it says on the top right corner here. By the way, this symbol here means that it is also slightly damaged, because at the end of the 3rd episode, I think, we used it to demonstrate how useful this weapon is against normal shuffling zombies, because this weapon has reach. If I go here and look at the spike on a stick, it has 3 bash damage, 11 pierce damage, +1 to hit, bonus, 100 moves per attack makes it an average speed weapon. But the most important thing is that this item can be used to make reach attacks. It means that, yeah, you can use it in melee just by bump against somebody or some creature, but you can press F and use it as if it was a ranged weapon from 1 tile away. So we did that. Something else that we found, as we said, some kitchen implements, a steak knife and a butcher knife. The butcher knife is probably one of the best knives when it comes to butchering. Strangely enough, it has also 1 cutting quality, but then we picked up also the steak knife, because the steak knife has also the 1 fine cutting quality. We will probably leave this here in the shelter though. What else? We crafted 5 improvised lockpicks. The lockpicks are of course good to open doors, but it's also good because opening doors with lockpicks trains your first level of mechanics. Then we made a makeshift crowbar, and with the makeshift crowbar now we can go and open those closed crates at the garage. We picked up a pot, which is of course useful for cooking, a sponge, which we will use to clean up item that we pick up, that we loot from zombie bodies. Otherwise the things you pick up will be filthy, and using filthy items decreases your morale by a lot. We brought back a sheet to cut up and use for crafting. And then the other important stuff is books. That's a real loot, honestly. These books is the real loot that we brought back from the garage and the rural house. Now, first things, let's start a bit of a setup in here. Nothing advanced really, but I just want to bring everything out of the various containers and stuff. So let me move everything under my feet like this, because then I can use the whole key to just drag everything in a single spot. Let's do the same here. Let's bring everything under my feet, then drag. This way, when we want to craft, we have everything around us. So if I look at the extended inventory now, this is everything we have in here. We have these paper wrappers of protein rations, which will probably be good as food for a while. Let's actually take a look at... No, I don't want to move it. No, I don't want to do that. In this screen you have to press E if you want to look at the... But then if I move this, yeah, it's annoying. Okay, let's pick one up, or let's look at it like this. Okay, this works. By the way, there's limited mouse support in the game. It is useful sometimes because it lets you look at tiles on the ground when you're in normal mode. So if I'm like this, mouse support lets me look, and it shows up in here. For example, lets me look at Kevin Rockwell. That lets me see what's he wielding, what's he wearing, and stuff. However, because it tries to do so while you move the mouse, it also interferes with the rest of the UI, which is not great at times. So, but in this screen here, it doesn't do harm, let's say. Okay, paper wrapper or protein rations. Trying to say that quickly 5 times. It's nice because, as you can see, it has pretty much everything you would want. It has calcium, iron, vitamin A, vitamin B12, and vitamin C. I don't remember if this is everything you need in a day, but it's pretty good. It's a pretty good spread. So actually, we should try and not consume this too soon, because we can basically keep them to integrate our nutrients. Does it spoil? Does it spoil? That's a good question, isn't it? Does it spoil? How do I see if it spoils? I can probably look at this information from here. If I turn on the... No, wait a second. So, okay, let me finish this. So, there is a way to sort this inventory by a number of different things. Right now it's sorted by name. We could also sort by what is categories, by category, for example, and here it says, of course, only food. If I did it, okay, let me do it here. Okay, so a bunch of more stuff is shown, so you can see that it's sorting by category appropriately. Then what else can I do? S for sort. I can sort by spoilage. So of course protein rations are gonna spoil sooner than an emergency jacket, right? However, how quickly, it doesn't say here actually, but if I press capital E, that stands for eat, the eat screen will tell me when things spoil. For example, this chunk of fresh meat that we have in our inventory, has a shelf life of 1 day. So if we want to bank on that, if we want to use it, we should eat it today. And to eat it, we should cook it, of course. So yeah, that's also an objective. But water, for example, has a indefinite shelf life, as the protein rations, which is good. So protein rations we should try and keep for basically use as a nutrient integrator, if that makes sense. I don't even know if that's the proper word. In Italian is integratore, so I just thought that integrator could have been the proper term. But it's probably isn't. If it isn't, you'll find the right word flashing here now. Bling bling. Okay. So that said, where are we now? We are at the point where I have to drop a bunch of stuff somewhere. Let's drop capital D and then directional key. I want to drop all these books in here. Okay, so books are in this. I don't particularly like that being these like cupboards. Yeah, they're basically closed, so the items don't show unless you're right next to them. So I think what I will do is put everything on the ground just so that I see. What else? Do I want to put food all in one place? Probably I do. So let's do this and put food. Right, so let's start by moving all food items right below our feet first. So the protein rations, and there's no more food in here, right? If I sort by category, there's no more food in here. If I look at my inventory, there is the chunk of meat. Now, yeah, you can put a chunk of meat on the ground. It's not a big deal. I think we will leave it at this for sorting for now. I just want to... what's in here? This is all the rest of the stuff that we gathered from around here. So I want to drop right in this spot. I want to drop this. Okay, maybe I'll just do this. I will drop here the tools, the thing that I consider to be tools. So the steak knife, the pot, the sponge, and that's it for tools. Instead, in here I will drop things that I consider to be materials. So, for example, all the group spare parts, and also this sheet. Now, the pocket knife. Do I need to carry this around? It has 11 butchery, 1 cutting, 1 fine cutting. I mean, the steak knife is better than this. Is it? Can I compare a butcher knife and a pocket knife? Seems... no, wait, I didn't want to compare this. I wanted to compare the pocket knife with the steak knife. What am I doing? And where is the steak knife? The steak knife is on the ground, I want to say. If I'm here, it is. Steak knife compared to pocket knife. Yeah, the steak knife is better in pretty much everything, apart from the fact that it weighs a little bit more and occupies more volume. So basically, because I also have the actual butcher knife for butchering, so I don't need this, and I don't need the steak knife as a weapon, because it would be a really close ranged weapon. So I'm basically carrying one of these two just for the fine cutting quality, just to have it at hand if I ever need it. So I think I will drop the steak knife and carry the pocket knife, because it's smaller, basically, just because of that. So am I carrying? Okay, I'm carrying just this now. I didn't look inside here, and in fact there is stuff in here. Okay, I can gather also all of this. Plastic bowls, plastic bottles. Grab everything. And leave it here. Okay, this is all our stuff that maybe we can use for spare parts and stuff like that. Now, the plan. What's the plan? This was just a warm-up, the recap, and let's see what we're gonna do. I think, being still early in the morning, it's 9:20, we can still do a little bit of exploration. Also, it is worth it to explore a little bit the tree line here, to scavenge in the bushes, basically. One, because that will increase our survival skill, which is useful in turn because survival skill unlocks a number of recipes on its own, even if we don't have, even if we don't find the recipes in books. There are some recipes that you unlock just by virtue of raising your skill. And also, by looking in the bushes, we might find useful materials and also food, which is good. We want to do that. So maybe a plan would be to get out, explore the tree line around here, then go to the south, then cut west across the fields and go and see if we find something in the crates in the garage. What about that? Seems like a plan. Now, we are dressed a little bit too hot for the weather, but it's just 1%. We disliked the food because it was dehydrated protein rations. Can we do something against the rain? Because we'll be spending more time outside. I think the winter coat is doing something about that. Is this either resistant to water or something like that? Fits protection. It has one environmental protection. I don't think it's enough. It's going to warm over. This is going to have pockets to warm your hands. It's nice. It has a white color that keep your mouth warm if it is unencumbered. Cool, but it's not protection against the rain. Do we have something that protects against the rain? Maybe a FEMA jacket. Maybe. Let's see. There should be an emergency jacket. Emergency jacket. Environmental 0. Fortunately, this piece of clothing is designed to keep you dry in the rain. There you go. Should we swap or should we just put it on top, because it has 15 encumbrance? Now I'm not planning to get into any scrapes right now, so I could just drop the winter coat, which has slightly better protection. So I can drop this in here. I will lose probably some carry capacity. It's now 10.5. No, I did not lose carry capacity. Okay, so it doesn't have pockets? And I can wear one emergency jacket, so now I'm protected from rain, at least a little bit. And now I can carry more. Look at that. The emergency jacket has pockets. How encumbered I am. 21. It's not the worst. So yeah, Yeah, do we want to briefly take a look up in the roof? Maybe. Is there something here? There's absolutely nothing on the roof, but from the roof, if we spend some time in here, maybe we can get a better visual range. I think this is how it works. Yeah, we got more range, did we? Was I able to see this line before? No, probably nothing changed. If we had binoculars from the roof, this would have extended our vision like massively. And there are like radio towers and tall buildings, stuff like that. If you get on top and spend some turns, like walking around like this, you get an increase on the vision range. By the way, I'm toggling between levels because I'm on the roof. I'm now looking at the level of the map of the rooftops, basically, or the first floor up. I say first floor. I'm Italian. For me, there's ground floor and then first floor. For some of you, this might be the second floor, probably. So apologies for the confusion about that. Whenever I say whatever floor, it's not the ground floor for me. Okay, just to try and avoid some of the confusion that will happen nonetheless. So, all right, let's exit from the front door, which is broken. And get started with scavenging in here. Now, while scavenging, one thing that could be useful would be to turn on the auto scavenging feature. Auto. What was I doing? I need to bind toggle auto foraging, which is S now for selecting, and then Control F. And I want to save this, so I will do Control A to toggle the auto features. So now I'm not auto anything, but I can do Control F to set up what I'm auto for foraging, trees, everything, disabled bushes, and then I toggle it. Now if I go near bushes, you didn't find anything. It's working. I mean, I'm not finding stuff, but it's working. You didn't find anything. I'm starting to find things, like a plastic bag and wild vegetables. Nice. Did I reach survival 1? No, I'm 67%. But it'll not take long at all. There we go. More wild vegetables. More nothing. More wild vegetables. Nothing. No, nothing. And more nothing. The amount of nothing is staggering. That's not a scavengeable. Let's keep moving. Let's also keep looking at the minimap for hostiles. A pile of straw. So some of these, even if they look the same, this is a blackberry bush, for example. It's not like a generic bush. So a generic bush, you like move the leaves and see if there's stuff hidden underneath. If instead is a blackberry bush or this is a peanut bush, then you have to wait for that plant to bear fruit. Dogbane. I don't know what it's used, probably for thread. You can probably extract thread from dogbane. I think I remember that. There we go. I scavenge 2 at once. Scavenge this, scavenge that. Is the skill going up? Survival 1! Nice! We have survival 1. Okay. Let's still look around a little bit. Glass shards. I don't need glass shards for now. I'm not into glass making in this moment. Let's go a little bit more to the south. Looking for stuff. Nothing here, nothing here. These puddles of water, by the way, it's good to check if they have what to do with the water from shallow water. So this is fresh water. Of course you shouldn't consume it like this. You should collect it and boil it to make it safe. Sometimes if you are near a river or a swamp, you can find puddles of salt water, which is useful for example, extracting salt out of it for cooking, but also in some chemistry recipe. There's a sharp rock. Pine boughs also we might want to collect at some point because we can make glue with pine resin. Okay, let's stop our auto collection and let's start traveling to the west. Okay, I remember that cabin there. Should be about to see the road. In fact, we are in line of sight of the road. There is still this military armored transport vehicle here. Yep. Oh, we're losing diesel. This tank is draining. I should have. I don't remember if I saw this already, but it's just 0.3 liters anyway. And there's 8 in this other tank, so it's alright. It's alright. The problem with this is that it needs like 1, 2, 3, 4 by 2, 8, 32-inch armored wheels to move, and we don't have those. Okay, the crates were in here-ish, in here. Okay, now we can. If I do E, yeah, it does it automatically because we have the crowbar now. You attempt to pry open the crate by using your makeshift crowbar. You pry but cannot pop open the crate. Now, if the tool doesn't work at all, if it has no chances to work, it will say you cannot get enough leverage. If it say you pry but cannot pop open, it's just a random thing. So you keep trying until you pop open the crate and you hear crunch. There should be a sound for this in this sound pack, and I need to check this sound pack. It's probably not the most complete, let's say. It has nice tracks though, and are all Creative Commons license. What am I looking at? Inventory and all. Oh, it's empty. That's why I'm not seeing anything. And in here we have black pepper and chocolate candies. I mean, why not? I was looking for something else, but chew candy and potato chips. Alright then. There's a zombie soldier there, but it's pretty far. He's or it's pretty far anyway. Let's crouch for good measure. Yeah, spotted a zombie, turn off safe mode. Yeah. Now that we have the means of carrying stuff, let's take the welding goggles and let's take some of this food. Maple syrup is good. Chocolate is good. I mean, the rest of these cookies are nice. The rest is junk food. You can take it for now. Just because we can. There is more books in here that I didn't take the first time. Computer World, Crafty Quarters Quarterly, Guns and Ammo, Popular Mechanics, Top Gear magazine. I don't need two books of the same type. Why didn't I take this the first time? There's salt. Popcorn kernels, I can probably do nothing about those for now. Cookies. Those were really good books. Boxing Monthly, I already have Trap and Field, yes. I will pretend to be ignoring the Playboy magazine. Potato. Destination area is full. Okay, we filled up. We filled up on junk food, basically. Okay. That was not great. Could have been better. A funnel and a metal tank. We could get the funnel and the metal tank, because if you put the funnel on top of the metal tank outside, you collect rainwater. That could be nice. We can probably just do a couple of runs for this. I can also probably speed this up, because you're not interested in seeing me going back and forward. I can also stop crouching. Be right back. And there we are again. Oh, I can't pick it up. Oh, of course, it's a 60 liters metal tank. It occupies a volume of 60 liters. That makes total sense. So, how do you do this? You unwield the stuff you are carrying in your hands, storing it in inventory, and then you wield the metal tank to move it around. Do we want to take a drive belt? More than a drive belt, do we want to take a jack? There was a jack in here. There was a jack. Scissor jack, yes. Take it. And with the scissor jack, at some point, maybe we'll go around grabbing like tires out of vehicles that have maybe good tires, but not good anything else. Let's drop the tank here. Drop the metal tank. And you want to activate the funnel to place it on top of the metal tank. You place the funnel waiting to collect rain. Take down the funnel? No. Then there's a metal tank that is still empty, of course, because not enough time has passed. Let's close this door. Also, it's useful that it's just outside this window. Only problem is this window is full of glass shards. However, by accessing the construction menu, we can clean the broken window. Yes, there is an entire new or different